Yeah. Hi, Shishir.
Hello,
Hi, how are you?
I'm great.
Yeah. Congratulations for Air 1.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Like we expected you will get top 10 in the advance, but Air 1 is very good, like incredible. That's awesome.
Yeah, even I'm a bit surprised.
Yeah. Yeah. How are you feeling for this rank? How are you feeling for getting this Air 1 All India topper?
Yeah, like I'm feeling great. Like so many people are congratulating me. Like my parents are so proud, and even I am surprised. Like such a good rank. Feeling great actually.
Yeah, yeah. We saw the celebration status like Nara's kept continuous status, continuous very long status of you in
Yeah,
the car, open air.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Everyone like very happy. Ram sir, Vikas sir, everyone was very happy.
yeah. They're like very.
Yeah, yeah. Now, my subscribers came this to live to know about you. How did you prepare for this exam? What is your JEE journey actually?
So
Tell
like I
tell us. Yeah, tell.
I started my JEE journey from eighth class, and in eighth, ninth, tenth, like we focused more on the basics of like what is important for JEE, and there we had to build a strong foundation so that like in 11th and 12th we can build on that foundation and do the harder questions. So in 8th, 9th, 10th I had completed the syllabus once in a very basic level, and in 11th and 12th again I started redoing the syllabus for the going to like the J advanced level to do all the hard questions and how they ask and stuff. So in 8th, 9th, 10th I used to read for around 8 to 9 hours a day, and including school it would be like totally 10 hours. And I would say in 11th and 12th I started being more rigorous, and I used to read like for 12 hours a day totally including school. And there in 11th and 12th I started doing like work very smartly. Like we had a fixed schedule of what we had to do every week, and we had like a specific plan so that we can complete the whole schedule like in advance. Like in we had completed the schedule in August of 2021, so that we'll have like around 1 year for revision this time because the exams are a bit delayed. So like
Yeah,
we completed the schedule like in 1.5 years so that we can continuously revise. And even when we completed the schedule, we had very fixed boundaries of how much we should read and how what are not necessary and what will be more important for asking in the exam. And we had mock exams in Narayana based on that. We had two exams every Sunday so that we can assess ourselves and see our weak points and see where we have to work again, so that finally we can reduce our mistakes and slowly. And even doing when you write exams, like the exam temperament will be made so that you be less more calm in the real exam, and you commit less silly mistakes, because in the initial stages I committed a lot of calculation mistakes and so on. And so on, after you write a lot of exams, you slowly reduce them by improving with how much time you take for a question, adjusting them slowly so that we can totally try to minimize those type of mistakes, and those will be like a rank decider compared to even the knowledge what we have.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's actually great. Like we used to our batch used to discuss about your batch ranks. You had and Mahesh, like they used to perform very well when we are in college. Even we got to know that you guys got this what's it called around 330 marks in our paper when you were in 11th and 8th, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you did very good work. Like your work was awesome, and
Thank you.
we always expected this from you, like top 10 rank, but rank 1 is very great actually.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
one of my subscriber is asking you how to. Yeah, can you see the question?
Yeah, so if you want to increase your marks in mock test, first thing is you have to analyze how they're giving the exams. So by seeing the pattern, you might be able to see a strong points, and if your strength is in chemistry, then try to improve a little bit on maths and physics, so that in the weak topics you'll have more scope of improvement rather than in strong topics. If you're strong in some topic, you might not have that much scope of improvement in that, and if you're weak and you have a good amount of time, like maybe 1.5 years for the like people who are starting now for 2024. So you can like improve on your weak topics, and you should like get a lot of gap of you can learn a lot of knowledge, and that should give you a good amount of marks. And the more important thing is to like reduce the silly mistakes, read the question properly. Because I know like many people will are doing mistakes like not reading the question properly and then misunderstanding the question and thinking something else, and because that they are not able to get the answer and they waste a lot of time and they can't manage time later. So that's another thing. And don't worry much about time. Even if you want to increase the marks, even if you want to get 70%. So like 70% is a very good score in JEE Advanced. And for like 54 questions to 60 questions in 3 hours. So in average, we have like 3 minutes to 3 minutes 20 seconds. And if you want to do like 70% of questions, you have like 4 minutes per question. So like if you don't think much about the time, you can give like first time you can give 2.5 minutes per question. If you don't give it for 2.5 minutes, just go to the next question and be free that you don't think that you didn't get the previous question. Just be like, yeah, I still have so much time. Let's just do the current question properly, calmly. That would be main advice.
Yeah. Neetu, did your doubt get solved? Yeah, I think it is solved. Uh, yeah, Ankita is asking you a question.
So like if you want to be consistent in preparing with your target, first you should fix your target properly. So like if you like overdo your target or make your target too less ambitious or more ambitious, you won't be able to. You if you're more ambitious, then you won't be able to complete, and you'll be demotivated. If it's a bit less ambitious, then you'll just after completing it, you won't feel like studying again because you'll be like, I completed my target, let's just play or something. So one thing is to fix a target which will be achievable by you, and maybe like fix it a little bit higher so that you might have to stress a little bit more, but not too much. And then if you think like you have a good amount of time, like you don't have to complete all the chapters immediately. You can take your time if you're the starting. If you're at the ending, I would say if you want to complete chapters fast, you'll have to like try to read the basics and go on with it and try to do the advanced stuff later. And if you focus more on the basics first, you'll be able to complete more material. And then we can try on the advanced stuff, build on that slowly so that if we have more time and depending on the time, we can decide like how much we want to build on those. So like one thing is that, and every time you realize that you're feeling down, you should try to motivate yourself that all this will be worth it. Like after going to IIT, your life will be very nice. I guess Nihith should be knowing very good how good his life is in IIT. So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
after going, will be worth it. All this 2 years of struggle will totally be like very good for you, and you'll enjoy your life in IIT. So that you should keep trying to keep your spirits high and your self-esteem high.
yeah. That's actually definitely worth it. The 2 years of hard work is definitely worth it. We'll enjoy a lot. Like even we enjoy the work we do here. Even the studies we'll enjoy. Even the work we do. Everything. Okay. So work hardly, as Shishir told, set your goal properly, set your target properly, not too far from your actual target and not too low. Okay? Okay, Ankita, I think your doubt is solved now. Okay, Shishir, continue, like preparation thing.
Okay, so in 11th, like even yeah, even that time we had lockdown, and I guess we can understand that I was not that serious that time. I didn't read much in lockdown. I was like more joyful, so I did get a good amount of backlogs in that time. But I realized like in like 5 to 6 months of lockdown that I am like lagging behind and I have less time. So again, I had to like take some extra time to cover those, and slowly I had to do that. And after I came to college, like it was a bit better, but not to the greatest. But I would say it like many people, because of one year is wasted, they think that all hope is lost. But no, even I have wasted like 6 7 months of my 11th, and I was like, no, like again I have like worked more hard to bounce back. And I would say that whenever you start, you can always try to do your best. That like don't be demotivated, and like, continuously just keep in mind what your goal will be, a realistic goal, maybe a bit like above your realistic goal, and then see the syllabus of J Advanced because that's very important. Many people many times what happens is they like try to go out of bounds of JEE Advanced. Like I've even seen many coaching material and like YouTube videos which just go out of bound of what you can expect in JEE Advanced, and like people. And what happens is like the average people like they generally struggle with that because that's even harder than the JEE Advanced syllabus. And what average people feel is that the easy things are not important, the most difficult things are the most important, which is the wrong notion, obviously. Like, first, you need to learn the easy stuff. You should have them in your mind, like as hard in your mind as possible. Then you should go to the harder stuff. And then, if you're able to like cope up with more, you can go to more harder stuff. Or then you can try to like go to the next topic if you're like happy with how much you've done. And then I would always say like to solve. I was always solving previous year questions a lot. I think I've solved it like 6, 7 times totally now. Like just previous year questions, so that I can assess myself. Am I like enough for what have been given until now? Like the new questions, I was like I can do it maybe later. But the
Yeah.
more important thing is that already the questions which are come, I would say like at least like 60% to 70% of the questions will be of the same type. It won't be like new questions won't be that much. Maybe like 30 to 40% of new type of question might be there. But I would say like the first 60 to 70% should get cleared. Then only I would try to go to like the new questions in every any time. So first I would try to complete like the previous year questions. Then I will see if I have anything else to learn. Like for chemistry, I used to read books like Clayton, Peter Sykes, and all for organic chemistry. And then inorganic, I used to read J.D. Lee. And for physical, I used to read my teacher's note. But first thing I was doing is read complete NCRT first. And then I used to start on that because the basics are more important. I was like, I had to keep my priorities first. Because if anything comes from NCRT and I don't get it, that will be like a, because that time many people will get it and I don't get it, that will be like a detriment for me. And if like a hard question comes and I don't get it, probably like more people might not get it and it might not affect me that much. That was my psychology at that time. Like first I was like the easy things should not get go wrong. Then I can try to go for the harder things.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Gaurav came to the chat to congratulate you. Gaurav.
thank you, Karan.
Yeah. Well, for those who don't know Gaurav is All India first ranker in JEE mains last year. He's from our batch. He's from same campus, me, Shishir, and Gaurav from same campus, same institute. Gaurav. And yeah, somebody is asking uh, how many hours we should work or and sleep. How to stronger or weaker subject.
So like I used to study for 10 to 12 hours a day, depending on my mood. I should not like go less than that. And like if I go try to go more than that, I would have like spoiled my sleep schedule. Like I used to at least sleep like 7 to 8 hours of sleep daily. Because like the next day I've seen many people like sleeping in classes which I have not done, and I was like many people just sleep in classes and they don't like concentrate in class. And for them to cope up again, it takes even more time for them. Like even 1 hour of class might be like 3 4 hours of reading for them. So like I would say like sleep for a good amount of time so that you can be comfortable in the class, be attentive, so that you can grasp more knowledge if you are attentive. And even like solving questions, if you are attentive, you can be like solve much better, and your mind should be sharp while solving. Like if you don't sleep more, your mind is not going to work properly. That's the main problem there. And then if you want to stronger your weaker subject, as I told, first go with the basics. If you think that you're good with the basics, first NCRT. Then if you think you're good with the basics, try to do like J mains previous year questions. If you think you're good with that, then go to J advanced previous year questions. If you can't do that, try to read some concept which will help for that. Maybe with your coaching material or something. Then go to that. If you're completed with that, you can say that coach your subject is in a very like average to like good stage, and you can leave it to that and focus on other weaker topics. And once you get like most of the topics to that stage, then you can go to the strengthening them better by solving harder questions. But the
Yeah,
first priority should be this, to get it to that level where you can solve the J advanced questions at least.
yeah. Yeah, that is what she told is exactly correct. First, strengthen your basics. Without basics, you can't go to like you just can't skip the basics and you can go to higher topics and you can learn. It won't be possible. Okay, you can solve some questions, but J advanced is of different type. J mains and J advanced are different type. They won't be able to. You won't be able to solve without basics. Shishir, a small request. There is an internet connection issue, I guess, from you. Can you change your internet?
Should I have to check?
If
Give me a
possible,
minute.
if possible.
Yeah, I have to check if I can go near it.
Yeah, okay. Check it. Shravan, I saw your comment. With a rank of 6,330.28 in OBC, yeah, I think you can get IIT. You can get IIT. Yeah. Wait a minute, I will check it. Shravan, your rank is 6,328 in OBC, right? Wait, 6,328 OBC.
Hello, is it better now?
Yeah, I think it is a little better. Okay, wait a minute. I was replying to someone's comment. Wait. Sorry, Shravan. I think it won't be possible to get an IIT rank, IIT seat with this rank. OBC, is it your rank OBC 6328 or Open 6328? Comment it here. Okay, Shishir, continue.
So, what did you ask again? My preparation, right?
Yeah, your preparation. You stopped at like Corona time. Corona started, COVID time.
Yeah, looks like in the last year, March or February, March, there was like a bit of lapse in what I realized. Like there was small lapse. I couldn't remember the initial topics and even the topics which they were teaching. Like I had like a small like understanding gap between me and the teacher. Like I was not able to understand. So I realized that I had to work a bit more, and I started working slowly for some time more, and like slowly until I was like comfortable with the topics. And again, but I couldn't do revision at the start because there will be like a time where you can't like do revise and learn new stuff. So like I waited for revision until like I would say last year May or June, where the second lockdown started. That time, like what happened is because I had like less time with the teachers, I had more freedom of what I could do. So I could revise whatever I want, and even in the classes I could do whatever I want. I had more freedom of what I can do. So like except of reading for that week, I like read as bare minimum as possible to go to the exam on that week, and I just started revising the previous stuff because I had to just keep up a average score in my mock test at that time because it was lockdown. I could say that I was just lazy or something, and I just started revising the old stuff and. Slowly I started picking up those, and these things I just managed to a bare minimum where I could get like a rank where no one will is going to like scold me or anything. So all the like the old stuff got revised slowly, and I was able to complete like 75% of the old stuff which were covered like in the first year. And I again came to college, and again we had like here they started like preparing for mains for some 15 days. They made us write your mains papers just for some practice, and
Yeah.
there again I could learn the basics because there even like many topics I didn't know. I could just learn some formula based questions there, so I just learned some formulas due to that. And that I just
Yeah.
went on. I didn't have like much understanding of the second year topics, but the good thing was like in second year physics, the good amount of that was formula based, and even for advanced I would say like new modern physics and all, most of it you can try to like remember with formulas in first year topics. You should be able to get a good score.
Yeah.
So like for JEE mains I just prepared for some time there, and like solving those papers made me confident. And again Like I was like, okay, I can get like 250 to 270 in that paper. Maybe I can improve to 270 to 219 by the time in one more year. And so I gained some confidence, and then our revision started. And slowly again, we were like, we are just going to like again revise previous year questions, and then again do the harder questions this time, because this time we had more time. So that I started doing the harder questions. So, like for us, there was some uncertainty in the JEE means date. It was like sometimes they told March, sometimes they told April, I think, and they
Yeah,
postponed it.
your
So, like we
notification
started
was very
again.
late. Your notification
Yeah,
was every time they used to give notification in November. This time your notification, I think it
our
came in
notification came in
February,
March. We were like
March.
expecting in now. We are expecting in November, but it came so late. So we are also like a bit tough. Like we want to prepare for mains a bit.
Yeah, I
Then
think
what
they was
happened was in
sleeping.
January. Hmm? Yeah.
I think the
So like
like
in
NDA one. Okay, continue, continue.
Yeah. So like January we had a KVPY. So there I was like I'm going to prepare for KVPY for some time, and there I like gave for 2 weeks for that, and I was just doing the past papers, and the questions there were actually pretty good. Like they were very relevant to JEE. I had a lot of learning just by solving those questions and asking the questions I didn't get to my teachers. I learned a lot of stuff like how each professors think and all. Like even in JEE, like you have one type of questions. In KPA, we have like a different
Different.
set of questions. Like they're just more questions we can practice, and the questions are actually good compared to like some things where the questions might not be like how the professors meant to give.
Yeah,
They just be like more on rote learning on like a specific approach. Where here like they give very nice questions and make you to think properly. And if they test you the basics, if you can remember all the basics, you might take more time, but you will be able to solve the question. Those were the type of questions they were. So like there I got some practice and I solved some previous Olympiad questions. Then because in our exams got postponed, I had a lot of time. Then just like no much material to solve. So I was like, let's do some previous Olympiad questions. And even our teachers cooperated with me. They gave me more freedom. Like even when the revision track was going on, they just gave me freedom to do whatever I want. So that helped out. And continuously, I was just doing whatever I want. And then what happened in February? I think we were like, yeah, mains is going to start soon, and we started preparing for mains for some time. And then for until like March ending, we were preparing, and again it got postponed or something. Mains got postponed to like June again, so we were like, okay, we started preparing for some time for boards again. We started preparing for advanced, like the same thing. We were just like, now we can't have much to read. Like we were just like, we want to know the basics, like revise if we can do all the previous questions we have solved once. And then if we can try to get a new question, can we try to solve it without any like new knowledge? Can we like try to attempt? If maybe it might take more time, but we just wanted to like give it a shot like for 15 minutes. If it takes, let it take 15 minutes, but can I solve it properly? That was my only goal for that time. I would say like near that time, because I had more time, I used to like focus more on thinking on the basics than like solving a lot of questions. And even boards for that, so I was preparing for that in April. In May, like I gave boards and I had to prepare for KPA. Again, I like just went through the previous year questions, because there's nothing much material I could say, because when you're preparing for IIT, there's like parallel preparation for this, and I just wanted like some previous year questions to just see how they're going, and that worked out great. And then I think we had mains in June, so for after KPA, we started preparing for mains again. So there I think because NTA mains there are a lot of questions directly asked from textbook. We had to do like textbook reading for chemistry especially. Like I was revising chemistry 2 days. I could complete the whole first year and second year syllabus. One day first year, one day second year, like that. I was continuously just revising. I had like highlighted all the important points, and again just going through that day and night. I used to take like 6 hours of chemistry a day and something like that. Because like
yeah,
I knew like if I'm going to lose any marks, that's going to be in chemistry. In maths and physics, like I can manage. Because so like maths, I didn't want to neglect completely. So I was having like 2.5 hours of maths, and I was just practicing some basic questions and not too hard questions. But I just wanted to know that do I remember all the formulas? Do I like know all the concepts? And am I confident that if anyone tries to like give me a random question, can I solve it? That was my only goal. And physics, like there was some extra syllabus that I was trying to focus on. And like I gave my mains, then I was like fully I'm going to focus on advanced. So for their maths, I started reading like more. I started doing more. I started doing like more mock tests at the ending because that time I realized like I had to give a good amount of mock tests so that I'll be comfortable with more type of questions. And in the exam mind, like how can I solve? Maybe like you can solve it in like normally when you're calm, but in the exam sometimes your mind doesn't work and you just do some mistake there. So like those mistakes I had to reduce. That was the main thing, and I had to like check for time management because like sometimes you just take just more time for some questions and you're not able to like at the ending. Even if you take more time for questions, you should not leave out either easy questions. That's the important thing I had to keep in mind. Like if I had solved the easy questions, like even if there's a hard 3 mark question or easy 3 mark question, the person who takes 5 minutes to solve the hard question and the person who takes 1 minute to solve the easy question, they'll get the same amount of marks. It's just like I can just leave the hard question and just go on. I can solve maybe 2 easy questions with that time. And I can get more marks than that fellow, and that fellow might be like I can have solved the hardest question in the paper, but he won't get recognized for his rank anyway. Because I solved easy questions, I got a better mark, I got better rank than him. So I will be like I'll get a better college. That's all matters at the ending. So like I realized like I was trying to like optimize how I'm going to mainly attempt at the question paper. If I get hard questions at the beginning, what to do, how to like be calm and try to change the subject. Like even that time, like in the real exam, in the real exam, I started with maths, but the maths paper is actually very hard this year. So like I had
Yeah.
to shift to chemistry and physics instantaneously because I didn't have to waste time. Because if I had done maths at the starting, I would have like lost my confidence completely, and that would have been a completely different story. So like I had to
Yeah.
like do chemistry and I had to optimize accordingly because I know if the paper is going to be hard, it's going to be hard for everyone. So first I had to scan the paper for the easy questions, and that's what like at the ending I was just trying to optimize my attempting strategy, like how it's going to be for a hard paper, for an easy paper, how am I going to make sure that I'm going to do least amount of silly mistakes. That was my main goals at the ending.
Yeah. Yes. One of our subscribers is asking a question. Yeah, sir, what is the importance of previous year questions and short notes in exam point of view? And also, please tell about the reference books for solving problems.
So, like for previous year questions, I would tell you like it's very important because it will give you the basic understanding of the scope of the what type of questions can be asked. You just always if you don't know the previous year questions because now there's a lot of material and the amount of stuff we have, they just give too much than how much you have to read because generally like many coaching institutes focus on toppers and the materials also like the topper should be able to get good marks. So like the average student suffers because of this. So like what I will say is if you see the previous year questions, so you should be able to guess like the scope of how hard they can ask or how easy they can go and what is the actual scope and how much you can read so that you can score like if you want to keep like goal of 60%. So you can see like this much if I read, I should be able to get like 60% of the questions in this topic. And like if I'm comfortable that much, I should be able to get like that and if you want to get 60%, you can say like 70 to 80% of the whole syllabus I want to cover with that much difficulty so that I can be able to solve 70 to 80%, and in the exam because of other problems you'll reduce to 60%. So like, I would say previous year questions are important. And short notes, I would say, yeah, at the ending, like generally, if you have long notes, you don't feel like revising that much because they are very long and you don't feel like you can revise the whole thing again and again. But if you have short notes, you can just go through them in like 10, 15 minutes, maybe even an hour. But you can just see them every day, maybe. And if you go through them so that because of the short notes, you can again like have a lot of revision. And if you revise a lot of times, you won't forget stuff. Like even now, I can say that I don't. I remember most of the stuff I remember had for JEE because even though there has been 2 3 weeks without any touch, I have like revised a lot of times, so I know what I have learned. That's the thing about short notes.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
if you want
Varsha,
reference books,
PYQs. Yeah, yeah, continue, Shishir.
and for reference books for solving problems, I would say first thing is PYQs. Be incredibly comfortable with PYQs. If you are completing PYQs, then you can solve like the previous KVPY questions, and they are also good resource. And I would say they are the best resource because they are set by the actual professors of IIT, IISc, and they know how to give a question to the student, how to give a proper question, so that students should be able to answer it without much remembering or those type of things. Like they should able to know a good basic amount of concept, and they should be able to solve it. That is the ideology of the professor. So that is their main goal. So if you solve the previous year questions of IIT, JEE Mains, JEE Advanced, KVPI, and if you have more time, I would say to go to reading. And if you think that you can solve some for maths. You can do like the black book if you're comfortable after all this. But don't do the books like before doing this. This is the first priority. And then for chemistry, I guess you can solve like Neeraj Kumar for physical, and I guess inorganic and organic reading is better. And then for physics, I would say like to solve physics galaxy or maybe a bit harder version of Cengage maybe. Or so you can go for some harder problems if you wish. But the Olympiad problems are also like pretty good in physics, like the Indian National Olympiad. For physics, it's very useful compared to like other subjects.
Yeah, for sure. PYQs are the most important for any competitive exams. Especially in JEE, it is most important. Without solving previous questions, don't go to any reference book. It's my suggestion. Without completing previous questions, don't go to any other books for any chapter. You solve every question, clear every doubt. Like you have while you're solving previous year questions. If you get a doubt, like how this thing happens in this question, go to your lecturer, go to your teacher, ask him doubt until you clarify the doubt. Don't go to other question. PYQs are very important. Okay, okay, Varsha, I think your doubt is solved, and there is another doubt by Jyoti. What is the best book for maths practice? Objective book.
Yeah, I would say like for the most of the calculus part, I would say like the PYQs are actually very good because I have not seen any book which gives questions like the previous year J advanced question. Their questioning style is very different in calculus. And for the algebra, complex numbers, and geometry and all, I guess after PYQs you can comfortably go for the black book or your coaching materials. The questions are pretty much like sufficient, and you won't need to do any more questions. But for calculus, I guess the PYQs you have to like analyze them and think what they are thinking because you won't get questions like that anywhere in any coaching material like the questions which are given in PYQs for in calculus at least. Especially in like differential calculus where like they use Lagrange's mean value theorem so on. You don't get the questions in any PYQs related to this thing. Like in any coaching material or anything, you don't get questions like this. So that is important that you analyze that. And if you want for the other things, I guess this should be enough. And before solving anything else, please see the PYQs to see how far extent they're doing. So that you don't have to solve like some additional syllabus. Maybe it might be given in your objective book which you're using. So you should not try to go too much. Like just see how much scope is there in the PYQs and try to do until there. I would say the black book is pretty good for the JRs.
Yeah, black book is good for mathematics. Like you can just if you don't know the author name, just search in Amazon as black book. It will get black book mathematics JEE. Okay, black book is very good for JEE advanced, and for JEE mains PYQs are enough in my point of view. For JEE mains, PYQs do it over again and again. You'll get JEE mains properly.
And even for like JMS, I would like to say like the NCRT, there are some miscellaneous examples and some extra exercises in the back. Those are also like very useful for JMS. They are a bit higher level than what you get in the normal NCRT textbook for math, and they are very useful for you.
Yeah. And another question asked by Ashirwad Mishra: Pathfinder most prevalent book for J Advanced. Is Pathfinder most prevalent book for J Advanced?
No, it's like I don't think until you're expecting like a top 100 rank Pathfinder will be ever useful to you. I guess like if you're not expecting a top 100 rank, you can just ignore that completely. Like you can ignore all the books like Pathfinder, Erodo, and those type of books until you're expecting like you want to get like top 100 or something around that rank. So that then you can try to like go for Pathfinder and all. Or it's just completely unnecessary.
Yes, Ravan, you are asking about OBC rank 6328. According to last year's cutoff, you won't be able to get any IIT, but you'll get some good college. All the best for your future. Okay. Okay, is that fine, Shravan? Yeah, I think we can go to the next question. Yashka is asking a question. Sir, how to deal with the overthinking? Overthinking. Yeah, that's actually a big question for aspirants.
So, like, one thing is you should not compare yourself with others. Please don't compare yourself with others. Because I'm sure, like, in every coaching, there will be someone who is better than you, and you will get demotivated if you just compare with them. You should just be like, I should try to do my best, and you should try to see if you are improving or not, not to see like if you're doing better than some X or something. Like that would be the best thing to see, and have faith in yourself. Because if you're going to read consistently for even 1 year, if you think that you're going to read consistently for 1 year, things will work out for you. Have faith that things will work out and just continue. Please don't be like have doubts on yourself. Have some good amount of self esteem and think you should be able to do it. That should be your main thought. Like you can do it. That will reduce your overthinking at least.
Yeah, yeah, Ashka, this is
And
actually a very good question for all aspirants. Even we had the same problem. I had this problem like very much. I used to compare with my batchmates. I used to get last rank out of my fifth class, and I used to get depressed a lot. Like I don't compare with anyone. Like you're not here to be better than someone. You are here to like be better than better yourself. Okay, just keep your target. Like for example, keep your target as some IIT Kharagpur CSE like this. If you check the how many marks should you get, how many percentage you should get for getting the IIT Kharagpur CSE. Work for the percentage, work for that marks. If you're not getting that marks, try for it. That's it. Don't compare with anyone. That's the best suggestion for to stop overthinking. Yes. Okay. Continue.
and okay. So like if you want to like say the minimum time you should put on the chapter, that should be based on the weightage of the chapter. Like obviously some chapters are more important than other chapters. Like in maths, I would say like differential calculus is very important compared to like if you say any topic like complex numbers, you might get one question. Differential calculus, you'll get like 3 4 questions easily. So obviously for differential calculus, you have to give more time, and it should be like depending on the weightage for the chapter, and you should give accordingly. And you don't have to like complete all the chapters also. If you're not, obviously no one is going to aim for 100%. So like just see, first of all you should know, you should have a good idea of what are the scoring chapters. Because like in like questions like vectors, you should be able to score for most of the questions, or maybe like that. Like if you find the scoring chapters, first try to complete them comfortably, then try to go for the like the harder chapters. Even if you complete like 70 to 80% of the syllabus, you should be fine. So like you can give your comfortable time for each and every topic, and you can just complete them in a good amount of time. Just make sure that you will complete like at least 70% of the syllabus. That should be fine.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, that's good suggestion. And Varsha is asking a question. Varsha, sir, I have a question for long time. Many JA aspirants would like to get CS department in top colleges, like aspirants who study those three subjects which are not related to CS. What is your opinion? Okay, Ashka.
So
Okay,
my
Varsha. Yeah, yeah. Tell me.
So here, like my opinion is, yeah, like many aspirants do want to get to CS, but what they are doing, I think they can't do some more fairer assessment, because the point is like good amount of computer science has maths, I would say, and
Yes.
the most of the engineering courses, like what is the problem is like there are many other engineering courses like chemical engineering, physics, and they obviously require maths, physics, and chemistry. Like it's not
Chemistry.
like you don't do chemistry and like you can go to metallurgical engineering like just like that. That'll just be like wrong. So like I would say this is a okay balance thing, keeping in account that people go to all the courses, not only computer science. But if you say that for something, if you want to go to only computer science, yeah, this is like somewhat redundant, and especially physics and chemistry are redundant for computer science. But I think they have done this to keep in view that they don't want you to write too many exams for like each course, and probably even like they want to like cover all their courses with one exam. So they are giving maths, physics, and chemistry. That would be my take on it.
Yeah. Don't think, Varsha, you're taught only maths, physics, and chemistry for JEE. Those will be useful in your college. What you learned in your 11th and 12th will be useful, will be definitely useful in college, in IITs or NITs. Okay? Okay, Shishir. Uh, The next question is, how did you feel on your day of exam of JEE Mains and JEE Advanced? How was your day?
So like in JEE mains, actually I was very tense. Like I had like set a like goal that I had to get 300, like just in my mind. So like that just got me unnecessary tension. So like in the exam, I was a bit tensed and I was not able to focus. But okay, I got back. But that was one thing, like because that I was not able to do my best. And there I realized in that exam, I realized like what I realized was it's pointless to be tensed because I knew that whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to get a good branch anyway. I was like fine with it. Even if I don't get IIT Bombay, I would be like, okay, fine, I would have got like maybe something else. It is not the end of the road anyway. Like it's not like people who go to IIT Bombay will only be the corporate like the top position in a company or something. It's not like they are the only person who get the high salary packages. I'm sure like even other colleges will get higher salary than the people who are in IIT Bombay. That's just like this is just a part of life, and here you might have better chances. That's all. So like I was like by the time I wrote my second mains or even my advance, I was like, I don't care. I just want to do my best. If I get, I get, or else let's just keep it to fate. That's all. So that made my result better because I was just like in a calm mind, had no pressure in the exams. I was like, let's just do my best, and that should be the attitude of every aspirant who's going to write the exam.
Yeah, definitely. Don't think the IIT is only life. Like who go to IIT will succeed. Recently, like a student who was in LPU got a package of 3 crore, which IIT never touched it. IIT never crossed the 2.5. In LPU, a student in LPU crossed 3 crore package. Like we can do, a student can do. It doesn't depend upon IIT and it doesn't upon branch. Any branch people can get packages. Any branch can people can start startups. It is dependent on people, your work, your mindset. Okay, and we know like Shishir got 295. He tried for 300, his best. He got 295, and his rank was 53 in mines, right?
56, and that was because of second shift, not because of first one.
Yeah. Second shift. Okay.
Yeah,
Haran
the
got
first
10th
one
rank,
it was.
right?
Hmm?
Haran.
Yeah, he got 10th.
Then, yeah. He too got same 295 marks.
Yeah.
But he got 100 percentile.
Hmm.
JEE means ranking system is, no one can understand it actually. Last year they gave first rank to 18 people. 18 people.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Someone is asking a question. भैया क्या आपको उस क्लास सब कुछ समझ ज़्यादा में okay, he's asking that will
Yeah,
you able to
yeah.
understand everything in the class?
So like yeah, there were times like I felt difficulty in understanding what was going in class. I was like, okay, if I don't understand it now, I'm just going to try to understand it later. Or if I feel like they're teaching something out which is unnecessary, I'm just going to skip that and just do something else. So my main thing was just don't lose hope that you're not understanding it. Maybe you can just do it later. That's not a big deal. You'll have a lot of time. You're in writing in 2024. You should have like 2 years, one and a half to 2 years. You have a good amount of time. So like just don't be like you're at the starting. I'm already like not able to understand. I can't cope up. It'll take time. Probably like because you're the starting. Teachers do teach a bit extra for the starters because they want to identify who are the toppers there. So they just teach a bit extra to see who can grasp and all. So don't be too tensed. Be calm and just be like, yeah, I'll just learn how much ever I can and continue with that. And I'll try to learn what is more required later.
Yeah. And someone is asking an interesting question, Aditya Patel. You didn't get any offer from big coaching institute. Like let me. I saw many YouTube videos on you. Like you got 10 crore offer from some institute, from physics wala, from 20 crore, some exposing first rank or something. I was laughing on them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a clickbait. I think.
yeah. Okay. Next one, I didn't understand this question properly. Bhaiya, when you get isolated for JEE preparation in 9th or 11th? Narayana. I'm Akash. I didn't understand, Daron, I didn't understand the question properly. Can
If
you
you
post
wanted
the.
to say when I started my JEE preparation, I started it in 8th. And I would recommend, if you want to say, like, just do some basics in ninth and 10th, just like have a brush up of the NCRT in ninth and 10th. Don't go more than that. And then in 11th and 12th, you can do whatever the extra necessary. Don't try to read like too much in ninth and 10th, because your mind maturity won't be like you'll be able to understand that much in 9th and 10th, and you'll just take extra headache in ninth and 10th. And you won't be able to do much in 11th and 12th also again, because your basics are not strong then.
Yeah,
That would be
like
my main thing.
every topper is not in is from eighth or ninth coaching. Like Gaurav Das, I told right, Gaurav Das JEE mains first ranker. He got JEE Advanced 220th rank. He's in MIT now, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and he tells that he didn't have any coaching in 10th and 8th. We don't know properly it is true or not. He used to tell that, yeah, not only coaching in 10th that matters. It will depend on student, your working style and your smartness. Okay. The next question is, brother, please, how many years did it take to achieve?
Yeah, so I started my coaching from eighth, but yeah, I've seen many like the top rankers. I think like the second rank which I have known, he has been learning from 11th and 12th, and he got second rank J Advance. I have done it from eighth for 5 years.
Yeah, very good. Another question is, why my math is comparatively weak? How to improve maths? Please share your strategy for maths. Very good question.
So like first for maths, I'll be like first let me try to remember as less formulas as possible. I'll try to first remember the only formulas which are important. Then I'll try to like derive the other formulas from those, so that if I can derive the formulas, I should slowly, if I like derive for more time, I'll remember more formulas, then I can like apply them. Because even if I derive, like even in J Advanced, they don't directly ask a formula based question. They'll try to like see in the mid derivation, they'll change something, and from there you have to like go to a different route and try to do something. That is the main goal of J Advanced, to see if you're like conceptually clear of what to do. So then, if you want to crack J Advanced, just don't be like you just want to bad the formula. Just try to see why the formula works, what is the actual formula behind that, and try to do that. And like again, the same thing, the solve PYQs, be comfortable with PYQs.
Yeah, very good, very good. And Gayatri is asking, Bhaiya, is your mother tongue Telugu or Kannada? Okay, it's Telugu, it's Telugu. He's Telugu guy who stays in Bangalore. Yeah, I'm getting many comments. Wait a minute. Yeah, this good question.
So like I would say, yeah, even obviously the coaching institute has taught me, that's also there a factor. Even my hard work and dedication, it's not like if I didn't read, yeah, I would have got a rank just because I just listened to the teachers' lectures and I don't. It's not like that. You have to do your hard work, and even like we had more time, I had to like again work. At the ending, I started like working for like 14 hours, so that because like the exam was nearing, and that time we obviously didn't have much teaching. It was just our reading again and again, revising the same thing again and again. Even if you feel that you don't feel like revising, do the same thing, just tough it out. And that, I would say, like, yeah, even hard work and discipline is important. Obviously, a coaching institute, like the teachers, how they guide you is also important. I would say that it will be like 60% hard work, 40% due to coaching.
Yeah, very good. And the next question is, how did you manage optional subject like CS along with JEE preparation? I think he's asking about CBSC.
So like I was just genuinely just interested in CS, so I'll just tell about English for now. So like in English, I was like for 1 month before, I was just studying for 1 hour a day, not much. So that I was just reading the textbook to see like what is going on, how to like what is the story, and I just had to like write something based on that. And what else would be asked, like the grammar. And for us, because it was 2 terms, our syllabus was a bit reduced, so that was actually a good thing. Though I had to like give more time in both times, but like a syllabus was reduced, so our stress levels are also less because we didn't have to focus that much. So like I would say like 1 month before, I was just like reading for 1 hour, not more than. And near the exam, I started reading for like 1 week before, I started increasing it bit more, and that's all. And because we had 2 terms each for 40 marks, we had to just read half of them each of the time, not then reading the whole thing.
Yeah. Other question, how many hours did you study at your class 11?
So in class 11th, at the starting of class 11th, like I was like studying for 7 to 8 hours, and afterwards I realized like when I'm going down, I started again studying for like 12 hours. I realized I couldn't go more than that. That would just make me more tired. So I just kept that consistent 12 hours from like I would say like near the end of class 11 to like almost the end of class 12. I would continuously study for 12 hours. And at class 11th, I would say like 6 to 8 hours I studied at the starting, and slowly I tried to increase it because I knew it was necessary.
Yeah. Okay. There are some comments, irrelevant comments. We don't know who is Dheeraj Kumar. Have you ever thought you'll get Air 1?
Yeah, I obviously dreamt that I might get AR1. That was a dream of mine, but after like I was not obviously expecting it because even if I expected that would be just unnecessary burden in my thing. So I was like, yeah, I was pretty confident that I might get like top 10 or in the worst case scenario maybe top 20 or top 30. So like, but I was obviously not expecting Air 1 because there are many people and it depends on the exam. Maybe the exam was a bit different. Maybe someone's mood was a bit bad, or that all, even the small things contribute to this. It's not like I can get consistently Air 1 like in any exam they gave me. So like I can't, no one should actually expect for that. You should just expect like a consistent score. Like if you expect like, I was expecting like 80 to 90%. So I was expecting like top 10 to top 20 depending on the paper model level.
Yeah. Yeah. How was your basic schedule when you're on holidays? Yeah, this is like interesting question.
No, I would say that we didn't have much holidays. Even on holidays, we used to like just keep it as a normal working day and just do it. Or else, if like on Sundays we used to have exams, so after that I used to not try to study much. If I feel like at sometimes near the second lockdown, I used to study after Sunday because I was getting scared of the old previous topics that I forgot in them. But or else generally after Sunday I used to not read. After writing two exams, I was a bit tired. And in holidays also, like if it is a holiday, I will study for the same amount of time, or else I might just play for some time for some relaxation. Or else, but I don't make holidays as an excuse to like not study. That's no reason not to study. It's just a holiday. It's not like there's no reason not to study on a holiday.
Yeah, yeah. Relax, like take holidays as relaxation, but not completely. Okay, you should relax, but it should have a limit. Okay, శ్రావణ్ తెలుగులో మాట్లాడొచ్చు కానీ ఇక్కడ ఎక్కువ మంది హిందీ వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు సో వి కంటిన్యూ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్ ఓకే ఇట్ విల్ బి కన్వీనియంట్ ఫర్ బోత్ తెలుగు సబ్స్క్రైబర్స్ అండ్ నాన్ తెలుగు సబ్స్క్రైబర్స్ యా ఓకే okay I think this is very good question like many of the students are now shifting to online platforms right so this question will be useful for the aspirants.
So like physics, well, I have not experienced online coaching, so I might not be able to give like a perfect answer for this. But what I would say is like they do give a pretty good understanding of the formulas. The formulas. So for mains, I would say it's perfectly fine. Like you can totally go for all these online things. For advanced, I'm not exactly sure like how much level they give, and like even it depends on your thinking. Like if you feel that in online you are able to concentrate, and again you can read compared to like offline, because in offline you obviously have teachers have more retentivity for the students. In online you don't feel like just listening to the class for much time. That and all issues might be there. That's your dedication is a factor in this. And I would say like the material given by them should be a good amount of like, even there I think physics wala is like very smart. They just want you to like get a good mark, but they don't expect you to get the top. They're very smart. They're actually trying to go for the average student, how they feel. So they're expecting you to get like 60 to 70%. That will be great. I would say like if
Yeah,
you are an average student, 60 to 70% should be great, and you should be able to go like do it with physics wala.
yeah, that's good explanation and this is very important question like everyone has this question in their mind.
So like first, obviously, I tried to read higher books because I was not knowledgeable at the starting. But obviously, I was not able to remember that vast amount of knowledge which are there in the other books. Because NCERTs, there are four books for all the whole of chemistry, and that's the same thickness as JDL. I would say like the four books combined for just inorganic chemistry. So that's a lot more information there. So first I was like, if I'm going to do anything, first I'm going to get comfortable with NCRT. If I'm comfortable with NCRT, then I'll think for more. If I'm not comfortable with NCRT, just I'll read it again. And even at the ending, I was like revising NCRT a lot of times because there are a good amount of questions. Like in chemistry, I would say like out of 36 questions, if you remove the physical chemistry part, because they ask problem solving, and I would say like that's a bit different approach. For inorganic and organic, out of 24 questions, I would say like 15 questions might come from NCRT, and that's a good amount of good percentage, I would say. Then you can, if then you can try to go for others, but you should not miss out a question which comes from NCRT. That's the thing. Like then you can try to do some higher things like previous year questions, then so on. And if you want to get like the perfect score, I would say like the best books are just JDL for inorganic, or for organic it should be Peter Sykes, and that should be fine. You should not go try to go more than that.
Yeah, very good, very good. And this is one good question. How much marks did you secured in beginning of your 11th tests? Yeah, I should answer this. He used to be topper in all the time. From 8th in his batch, he used to top like he and other guy Haran. They used to like get first ranks almost. Like he used to get most of the times.
So like I will just tell mine for now. So like at the starting I used to get like 70%, though I used to be the highest in my class, but slowly I improved, and at the, I would say like 11th I used to get like 70%. However, that was, we used to just slowly improve. Then from 70 it became 80. At the ending I was like consistently getting 90% in my mock test. Like it was not like I suddenly just from the starting I was getting 90%. I was like it was a good amount of change, but at the starting I would say I was getting like 70 to 80%. Then I improved.
Yeah, very good. Okay, your Jamie score and percentile. Yeah, this is good question.
So like I think I got like 99.998% in JEE mains. It was like a score of 285 in the second shift, and because that I got that percentile, it was a rank of 56.
Yeah, very good. And Dharan is asking, why his concept is made by reading question material or notes or by doing questions. Dharan,
So
your
first,
question is not so clear, but okay, continue.
so like first for chemistry, I would say like even by solving a lot of questions, you might not have good clarity on the concept. First I would say like even for any subject, I would say like first have a basics of the concepts. Try to read your notes and the basics of what you feel like the key points of which you used to derive most of the relations from there. So like those are the basics in maths and physics, and the chemistry. Some points are there because of which you like the others are built upon. So the small first the building blocks have to be clear. Then after that you can try to read a bit more. Then you can try to solve like some previous year questions. And there like if you ask your doubts in previous year questions, then you learn like where you could have committed mistakes, where you had a lapse in the concept, and that you can try to improve on again. That is like there's a bit of mutual understanding between the reading coaching material and the question books.
Yeah, another interesting question. Did you solve Irido, Pathfinder, and foreign author books for physics?
I did solve it because I was expecting good rank, but I would not advise you to solve Irido and Pathfinder for a normal student who's not expecting top 100 ranks. And foreign author books, I would say like David Klepner for mechanics is a very good book. I didn't find any other foreign author book which was really useful, but that book actually cleared a lot of concepts for my mechanics, and I would recommend everyone to do that. Even compared to like any other coaching material, I would recommend to do like like the things which are there in the syllabus. Like you have to see the syllabus because that's for college first year students. So like the syllabus is a bit different. So like check David Klepner Introduction to Mechanics for mechanics, and there will be a good amount of learning, and there are a good amount of questions, and it has a solution manual also. If you get stuck, it's very useful.
Very good. Yeah, Neetu, he is not a dropper. He's a junior of mine in institute. Okay. Yeah, I think there are still more questions. I'll, I'll go to the next question of mine. Okay. Yeah, what suggestion would you give for next upcoming batches? JEE
Yeah,
aspirants. What suggestion
I
would
would
you give
just
for?
tell be like read the basics first and try to be as consistent as possible, and don't get demotivated. That would be my three tips. That's all. And give more mock tests and always analyze them.
Yeah, yeah. Sohal Ansari is asking, I'm starting 11th now. So how can I manage for average student?
Yeah, I guess starting 11th is not a wrong thing, right? Like, even if you're starting 11th, I guess like we have a senior Gaurav Das who was a perfect example for this, who has got JEE Mains first rank, and so like that is totally fine if you're going to start from 11th. I would say like yeah, just focus on how much you can do. Don't try to compare with the people who start from 8th and you have to compete with them. Just try to do how much you can and just be happy with it, and you'll get a good rank.
Okay, uh, I think we solved most of your questions. If you're not satisfied by your answers, please like message me in my Insta. I'll definitely reply for you every question. I'll definitely reply, and you can follow him. His Insta is given in the description. My Insta link is also given in the description. Okay. I think one last question for Shishir. What is your future goal?
So like yeah, I want to join IIT Bombay in computer science. I'm planning to do a startup there, and hope it works out. That's all.
Yeah, we hope like you have good future, and all the best for your future.
Thank you.
Hope you meet like seniors Satvik and others, Satvik
Yeah.
Pranav in Bombay. Okay
Yeah.
then, meet you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye everyone. Okay. Yeah, I think you have good time with Shishir. He's all India topper. Yep. Like I have like other juniors too. In like he got 40th rank. Haran Satvik he got 40th rank in All India, and Mahesh he got 79th rank. This batch is very lucky batch for our campus. We'll meet you soon. Bye. Till then, good night.